Hi, this is Lindsay with Yoga Bliss, and today we're going to do a little series focusing on the upper back and chest, a little strengthening, lots of opening. So I hope you join me. Thanks. Just come to a comfortable seated position to begin, and just gently close the eyes and rest the hands just comfortably on the knees. And we'll take a couple of deep breaths here. Just start to slow the breath down. Lengthen the inhale and the exhale. Inflate the belly like a balloon on the inhale. If you're not sure, you can always place one hand on the belly, drawing the breath deep into the bottom of the ribs, into the belly, and then slowly exhale. And then bring the hands down by your sides and feel free to keep the eyes closed here or just gently open the eyes. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the arms down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. And this time when you exhale, you can place one hand down on the mat and really reach across and up in the opposite direction. So we really want to focus on not reaching down and curving down, but really reaching up and lengthening that side body, creating a little more space between the ribs and the side body here. And take a couple of deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale back to center, reaching up through the fingertips, through the crown of the head. Exhale, opposite side. Again, reaching up and out more than down. Inhale up. One more time. And this time, if you'd like to, you can just gently twist and rotate that heart and look down. And that'll deepen the stretch in the outside of the lower back just a little bit. And just notice how it changes the stretch here by looking down. Inhale up. Exhale, opposite side. And again, you can look down. So this is just an option. You don't have to, but it'll change the stretch just a little bit. Inhale up. Exhale the arms down. And then we're going to come into tabletop. So swing the legs around. Bringing the hands under the shoulders, really the wrists under the shoulders, about shoulder width apart, and then the knees under the hips, about hip distance apart. And we'll do a couple of cat-cows here just to open the spine. So inhale. As you exhale, draw the belly button into the small of the back. Drop the crown of the head and the tailbone down. And then inhale, lift the crown of the head and the tailbone, and just let the belly sink down. Exhale. Inhale. A couple more times in each direction, really focusing on moving that spine. Gradually, you can make the movements bigger if you want to start small. And then press the hips back to child's pose. And it doesn't matter how far the hips press back towards the heels. Yours might not go very far today. That's fine. Just as long as you feel the stretch. And then you can walk the hands forward. So we're getting a stretch in the hips as well as the chest and the upper back here. And then walk the hands to the right. Release the head down. And if you'd like to, you can kick the hips, press the hips just slightly to the left. So you'll deepen the stretch there. Bring the hands back to center. And then walk the hands to the left. And you can, again, if you'd like, press the hips just gently to the right. And you can close the eyes here. And bring the hands back to center. Come back up into tabletop. So the hands again are going to be, the wrists are going to be under the shoulders, knees about hip distance apart. And then we're going to bring the right arm up towards the sky. And then we're going to thread that arm through in between the knee and the wrist of the left arm. And then you can rest the head, walk the left hand forward. If you're not feeling a stretch in the upper back here, shift the hips back just a little bit more. Back up into tabletop. And then the left arm is going to do the same thing. So we're going to rotate and bring the left arm up to the sky and then thread that arm through. Left arm, inhale. And exhale, thread that arm through. And again, if you're not really feeling the stretch, you can press the hips towards the heels, resting on that shoulder, and extend the right hand towards the front of the mat. Gently close the eyes, feeling that stretch in the upper back. One more full breath here. Gently coming back into tabletop. And then we're going to extend the right leg straight back. So you might want to walk the knees in just a little bit so they're not as wide as the hips. And then extend the right leg straight back just at hip height here. So we don't want that leg up or down, just at hip height. And then draw the belly button into the small of the back. So we're just toning and firming the belly here. If you're working on stability and balance, maybe this is as far as you go today. If you want to take this a little bit further, you can extend the opposite arm forward, fingers spread wide. Really reach through the fingertips and press back through that foot. And then if you want to take this even a little bit further, you can extend and open 45 degrees. So open the hand 45 degrees and then the leg 45 degrees. Keep that belly drawing into the small of the back, back to center, and then lower down. Left leg. Shoot that left leg straight back, toes point down to the ground. Fingers are spread wide. Remember, we want the belly, we want all the movement to start in the belly. So the belly is firm, the leg is just an extension. And then, if you're comfortable and ready, extend the right arm forward. So we want to watch the belly, that we don't sag the belly down. We just want to keep a strong core here. If you're comfortable here and you'd like to, you can open 45 degrees. One more full breath wherever you are. Coming back to center. Lower the hand and lower the leg. Tuck the toes, press the hips back just to stretch the feet out just a little bit. Stretch the bottom of the toes, draw the heels together so we get a deep stretch in the bottom of the feet. And then as you exhale, lift the hips, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, release the head. So continue to breathe, slow inhale and exhale. If the legs don't straighten, don't worry about it. Keep the knees bent. Eventually, the hamstrings will open enough that the legs can straighten and the heels can drop down. And then just imagine moving the chest back towards the thighs a little bit more. If the knees want to bend, you can bend and then move that chest back. Whatever works for you today. Inhale. And exhale, start to walk the feet forward. Bend, deep, deep, deep bend in the knees whenever you need to. And then forward fold Uttanasana here. So here, the legs can be bent or straight, whatever works for you. And then you can cross the arms at the elbows, release the head. So you can just take this really passive right here. Rest the chest down on the thighs. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. Release the hands, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Bringing the hands to heart center in your Tadasana. So find your Tadasana, strong mountain pose, reach up through the crown of the head. Keep the shoulders down and away from the ears so the neck is long. Inhale. As you exhale, big step back into your crescent lunge on the ball of the back foot with the right leg. And check in, make sure that we're not on a tightrope and that the right foot isn't directly behind the front left foot. So we want to make sure that we're still hip distance apart, and then rotate this hip around. Draw the front hip back so the hips are going to be square. Keeping the hands at heart center. Your front leg, this is going to be your gauge. So the deeper the bend, obviously the more intense this is going to be. If you want to take this a little bit easier today, just come out of that deep bend and straighten the leg just a bit. And just watch this front knee. We want this front knee to stay over the ankle and not over the toes. So from here, bring the hands behind the back. Work on pressing the palms together. So if your elbows are bent and your chest is tight, maybe you're just working on pressing the palms together right here, and that works for you. If you want to take this further, draw the hands down towards the ground. And then, if you want to take this further still, start to draw the hands away from the body, opening the heart up to the sky. And watch the neck. We don't want the head to fall and collapse down because that can put a lot of strain on the neck. We just want the head to be a natural extension of the spine. So open the chest here, open the heart. And then plant the back foot. Bring the arms around, straight out from the shoulders. Open the front leg. Check and make sure you can see the big toe of the front foot, and then you know that that front knee isn't dropping in towards the center, that you're keeping that knee open. Again, you don't have to do a very deep bend. Maybe your bend is just right here today. Just listen to your body and see what works for you today. And then straighten that leg. Bend, straighten, bend. If you're working with your breath, inhale and exhale. And then bend the left elbow, resting the elbow on top of the knee. Right hand comes over, reaches above the head. You can look forward or down, or you can look under the top arm. Staying with that deep bend in the front leg if that's working for you today. One more full breath here. Inhale the arms back. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Bring the hands, heart center, come into your crescent lunge. So we're going to come onto the ball of the back foot. Reaching up through the crown of the head, lifting up through the belly. Inhale. We're going to step to the front of the mat. If you need to, you can take a couple of steps to get there. Or if you want to challenge yourself, just an option. From your crescent lunge here, inhale, and as you exhale, step to the front of your mat. Find your Tadasana. So I'm going to flip around to the other side of my mat. You stay right where you are. I just don't want to have my back to you when we change sides. So inhale here. In your Tadasana, exhale, step back with the left foot. Big crescent lunge here. Again, Watch this leg. If you want to take it a little bit easier, keep that leg a little bit straighter. The deeper the bend, the more intense this is going to be. Keeping the hips square to the front, lifting up through the belly. Inhale, bring the hands around behind the back. Again, if you're working on opening the chest, maybe you just work on pressing those palms together. When you're ready, drop the hands down towards the ground and then start to move the hands away from the body, opening the heart and the chest. One more full breath here. Coming back up, plant the back foot. So the outside edge of the foot is even, or is parallel with the back edge of your mat. Arms come out. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Again, front knee stays open. Check and make sure you can see the big toe of your front foot, and then the knee is going to stay over the ankle. Inhale and exhale, bend. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. And then bend the right elbow, placing the elbow on top of the knee. Left hand comes back around the head. Again, you can look down, you can look forward, or you can look up. 3 options for you. Find whatever works for you today. Staying in that bend. One more full breath into the side body here. Exhale, coming back around Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. And then turn, so coming onto the ball of the back foot, hands come to heart center. Crescent lunge here. And again, we're going to step to the front of the mat. So if you need to, take a couple small steps. Coming up. One more time into your Tadasana and just gently close the eyes. And then come to the center of your mat. And we're going to sit with the toes untucked. So just flat, so the tops of the feet are just flat on the ground. Sitting back. And then I'm going to mirror you. Should be able to do this. Sometimes I get a little twisted up. So right arm's going to come up. Left arm scoops under. And this might be as far as you go today. That's okay. If you're working on opening that back and your shoulders are tight and your upper back is tight, maybe this is as far as you go. That's fine. Just stay here. Eventually, the backs of the hands will come together. When you're ready, they can start to wrap. And then, so this is Garlandasana arms, eagle arms. We'll do the legs next time. Lift up. Bring the arms up just a little bit. Elbows rise up. And then drop the shoulders down. Imagine spreading the shoulder blades away from each other. So we're creating a little bit more space in the upper back. And you should be feeling a pretty deep stretch in the upper back here. Just sit with that. Breathe into those tight spots. Exhale a little bit more tightness, a little more tension. One more full breath here. Gently release the arms and just rest the hands on the thighs for just a moment. Close the eyes and check in. Just notice any differences between the right and the left side. And then we'll bring the left arm up. Right arm is going to scoop under. And then again, they might not touch. That's fine. They don't need to touch. As long as you can feel the stretch, that's where you need to be. Eventually, once that upper back opens, then the backs of the hands will come together. Wrap the hands if that works for you. And then start to lift the elbows up to the sky, drop the shoulders down, again creating more space in the upper back. You can gently close the eyes if you'd like. Keep those shoulders down and away from the ears. So the tendency is the top shoulder wants to kind of creep up. We want to try to keep the shoulders level here. Inhale and exhale. Unwind, release the arms down. Close the eyes and just check in for just a moment. And then we're going to sweep the legs around. And then place the soles of the feet down on the mat. And with 3 fingers, slowly roll down all the way. Or if you'd like to challenge yourself, bring the hands up. Keep the chest open. Exhale. Slowly lower down. And bring the knees into the chest. Gently rock side to side for just a moment. And then hugging the right knee into the chest, extend the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, lower the leg down. Inhale, bring the knee into the chest. Exhale here. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, slowly lower that foot down and hover just above the ground. Inhale, bring the knee into the chest. Exhale, one more time. Inhale, extend the foot up, and then really draw the toes back towards the knees here. So we lengthen that stretch down into the calf. Exhale, lower down. It's nice and slow. Hover just above the ground, and then bring the knee into the chest. Hold on to the left knee. Right leg extends up to the sky, toes draw back towards the knee. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, knee into the chest. Exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, knee into the chest. Exhale here, last time. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower down. Nice and slow. Hover here. Bring the knee into the chest. And then from here, soles of the feet together, knees open. Supine Baddha Konasana. It doesn't matter how far the knees fall open. Just find a comfortable spot. The hands can rest on the belly. One hand on top of the other. Or the hands can rest, eyes closed, palms up down by your sides. And you can always pause this video and stay here a little bit longer if you'd like, or you can make your way into Shavasana. So in Shavasana, I would highly, highly encourage you to pause this and stay here longer. I will guide you through a short Shavasana, but please feel free to pause the video and stay here longer. Relaxing all the muscles in the feet, the legs, around the hips, lower back, middle back, upper back. Relax all the muscles in the chest and the shoulders down through the arms and out through the fingertips. Relax all the muscles in the neck, all the muscles in the face. Feeling completely supported and relaxed here. And allow the mind to just watch the breath moving in and out of the body, releasing all other thoughts. And then when you're ready, you can bring the attention back to your breath, taking a couple of deep Slow breaths here. And then touch the thumb to the tip of each finger if you'd like. Just slowly bringing some movement back in. You can open and close the hands, curl the toes, and then spread the toes wide. When you're ready, you can bend the knees and roll to one side. You can keep the eyes closed here. We don't need to open the eyes. We want to keep all of that calm and stillness that we created. And then using the weight of the top arm and the top leg, gently come up to a comfortable seated position. And then from here, in a comfortable seated position, bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, exhale. One more inhale. And exhale completely. Namaste.